Welcome back. It's Monday and time for Law 101. I'm Rob Levine from Rob Levine and Associates. So what we're going to talk today specifically about is how to value your claim, meaning what is your specific injury, your claim worth. So in the big picture, there are 7 things that make up how we value a claim: medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, scarring, permanency, residuals, and incidentals. And we're going to talk about each one of those and how you figure out what that means and the tricks that the insurance company use to kind of not give you the actual value you should. So medical bills are any costs that you incur for medical necessity for your injuries. So it has to be reasonable and causally related to the accident that occurred and that you needed that treatment. If you have health insurance, the insurance company is going to say, well, your health insurance company paid the medical bills, so therefore we don't have to pay you for them. It's already taken care of. That's not true. In both Rhode Island and Massachusetts, we have the collateral source rule. The collateral source rule means that the insurance company cannot deduct, cannot take away any money that you receive from a third party going towards your claim. So even though your medical bills are completely paid for, the health insurance company has the right to be paid back, and the insurance company for the defendant has no right to take a deduction. Lost wages. In Rhode Island, we have TDI. So if you're out of work for more than 7 days, TDI is going to be paying you for your lost wages. The insurance company can't take a set off. So in truth, you get paid for lost wages twice. Once by TDI, or if your employer pays you for wages because they used your PTO time, sick time, vacation time, holiday pay. Well, you have the right to be paid back for that because that was yours, you earned it. So the insurance company has to pay you in full for the lost wages. They're going to say, well, we're going to deduct the amount that you were paid for taxes. No, they have to pay you dollar for dollar for your lost wages. So if you make $10 an hour, they have to pay you $10 an hour for the number of hours that you missed for lost wages. So next is pain and suffering. So pain and suffering is a little bit more complicated. So first of all, we look at whether you're partially or totally disabled. So it's a term of art used by your doctor. Generally speaking, partial disability means that you're still able to do your normal daily routine. If you're working, it means you're able to go to work, but you're still treating with a doctor for injuries. Totally disabled means you're not able to do your normal daily routine. The second question is going to be the severity of your injury, what type of injury you have. Are you an objective finding or a subjective finding? So objective finding means we have a CAT scan, MRI, or an X-ray, or some type of test that shows us what your injury is. So I can produce something to the insurance company and say, look, serious injury, we have a herniated disc, here's the MRI. Subjective finding means there are no objective findings, and we're saying that you're injured based on your complaints of pain. So you have whiplash, you have muscle strains, muscle spasms, things like that that require treatment. So you're in physical therapy, you're still seeing an orthopedic. However, they're not as severe as someone who has an objective finding. How do we value that? So that's based on time, based on total or partial disability and length of treatment. So for the actual incident that occurs, depending on the severity of the incident, if it's a small motor vehicle accident with low property damage, we might not give you anything for the accident. If it's a serious accident and the car rolled over, we might give you a large sum of money just for the accident itself. And then over the period of time, we do a sliding scale. We look at how much aggravation, how much pain and suffering you're incurring as a result of each period of time that we measure. So if you broke your leg and you're initially bedridden, you can't get up and you can't walk, you're getting a large sum of money. As your condition improves, as you require less assistance, as you have less aggravation, as it interferes with your life less, that sliding scale reduces, and the sum of money that you're getting for each period of time, and we measure it by the week, reduces. So we take your medical bills, your lost wages, and your pain and suffering. Those are the main 3 that make up most people's claims. After that, we can get to permanency. So if that injury that had an objective finding is going to last the rest of your life, you are at maximum medical improvement. It means a doctor certifies that you have an injury that's going to last the rest of your life, and to a reasonable degree of medical certainty, it's causally related to the accident, and he says you're as good as you're ever going to get, but you're not 100%, that has a value to it. So we get a letter from the doctor with causation and what your permanency is and the loss of use you've suffered. what percentage of your body, loss of use, have you suffered as a result of the injury? That has a value to it. Residuals means in the future you're going to require further treatment. So maybe you need to get injections once every 6 months. Maybe you're going to need a hip replacement in 10 years from now. Whatever the doctor certifies in that permanency letter, in that causation letter, and tells us for certain you're going to need future medical treatment, future medical care. In big cases, we might do a life care plan, which says over this period of time, the remainder of your life, you're going to need wheelchair assistance, you're going to need home care assistance, you're going to need visiting nursing assistance. Whatever it is, we build all of that into the value of your residuals, your future medical care. Incidentals just means the small out-of-pocket things that you paid for. So if you went to the pharmacy and you needed crutches, you needed a neck brace, you needed prescription, things that you're paying for, you save those receipts, those become part of your claim. And last is scarring. So if you have a scar as a result of the accident, we look at it, generally speaking, for 6 months after the injury. 6 months is usually when it reaches what we called MMI. The scar is as good as it's going to get. We value it and we determine how much that scar interferes with your life. So where is it? Is it raised? Is it flat? Is it red? How big is it? We measure it. And so that has a value. And we take all 7 things and we put it together, and that's how we value your claim. Thanks for joining us on Monday today. We appreciate you listening. If you like what you hear, like us, follow us on Facebook and share it. See you same time, same place next Monday.